Hi everyone, and welcome back to the rugged landscape of the Borderlands, where I think it's fair to say our smoothly running operation has ground to somewhat of a juddering halt. I mentioned, I think in the last one, that I like to do one or two quests on arriving in Epic. Well, it ended up being more than one or two because there were all sorts of issues to be solved. First of all, the traps were far from a no-fail. Then the healing was distinctly lacking because excuse me, for reasons best known to myself, I decided to try and get away with not putting Sentinel as I normally do. This was a really nice piece of advice from Wagon back in the day. If you're still out there, matey, I use it to this day. I don't know why I didn't do it this time around. So we didn't have a renewal. And then when I did add renewal, I realised I had a grand total of 60 some mana to play with, so it ran out way before it was supposed to. So I had that to contend with, and I've ended up swapping the trees around completely, doing away with Dreadnought just for the leveling mind, just so we can get this renewal heal. And even that, I haven't been able to put my normal, because of the way the augments and things are slotted with the roguey skills in. I haven't been able to put my normal positive spell power and crit items, so the renewal is on a garbage positive power. I think we've got about 43 positive spell power, so it's debatable whether it's even worth having that, but we're going to try and muddle on as best as we can. So we've got about 200 mana, so we shouldn't run out of that with the running on Reaper. The one soul will top us up with that, and I think the renewal is the only thing we're using with it. So, oh, and the casting of the, I mean, that's the other thing. That's a nice one, that the divine energy resist. As you've seen, we've had problems all along the way with that, and suddenly now we've got very good resistances all across the board, even more on acid because of our acid dragon lord type. As mentioned earlier in the series, the robes that we're wearing caps our MRR at 50. We're going to try and wear light armor at the cap, which will raise that cap to 100, but it's nice to know that we can get there already. So it gives me hope that with the stuff that we'll be wearing at the cap, we will be able to reach that 100 without too much trouble. The reflex save is still a bit low. One of the things I tried was spies in the house, and I got absolutely roasted by those cold traps on the pipes. Nearly died there, so the reflex save definitely not good enough. I think in Reaper it's in the mid to late 40s, which obviously wasn't good enough to do the job, so that's another worry. The defenses stroke healing is another worry. I'm just full of worries. Can we hit the required DCs? I don't think there's anything apart from the damage side. The damage side is okay. It's kind of carrying us along. If things are dying before they can kill us, then that's one thing. But that's all right on Reaper 1 while leveling. When we try that in Reaper 8, when things are a bit more reluctant to die at the cap, I think we're going to be found wanting if we don't find some better strategies for defense stroke staying alive. So there's going to be a lot of work to do. I was hoping this could be a decent build for going and acquiring a nice amount of Reaper XP, but maybe I have not paid enough attention to the defenses as a whole. Focused too much on acquiring this uncanny dodge. I don't know. I guess time will tell. Or maybe I haven't given myself enough time to play about with it. Let's just show you. It's a bit embarrassing. The gear is really in a bit of a mess now. I should perhaps have just left what was there in heroic, late heroic, with a couple of changes, because that was going quite well. As it is, I've removed the ring, the keylock ring, because we've added onto the gear some, like there you can see there's a diamond of sport on here. We've got disable device. I've upgraded the sapphire of stunning there to 11. and there's a vertigo one somewhere. There we go, 11. Got search 17 on there, which I think is the best that we can have at the moment. So we've got really good search and disable. We've got a spot there. If we need to do a lock, I have a ring here with the open lock 13 on it. It's the best one I could find, that augment. Aside from that, what else did we change in the sailcloth cloak? Because our cloak was a little bit blur. This one's a little bit better. And the ring, of course, gives attack speed as well as the ghostly that we need on the gear to hit reapers. And the little curse there, bonus to search and spot. Again, I've cursed these salt marsh items because they're my staples for leveling with just about any melee or ranged. They get used. And we've added our what's it called, Borderlands cookery. I do have, because my main character was also using cookeries and leveling, I made some Thunderforged ones, so I think I have a couple of Thunderforged for this character to use a bit further up, which might make up in some part at least for the fact he's not using anything sentient here. Quiver upgraded, Epic Quiver of Alacrity. I think I got most of my characters who didn't have one of these. Even the casters can benefit. If you didn't know that Stealth Strike, it tells you there it works for spells as well. And the least attention my caster attracts, the better. So I gave him one of those. I mean, right fair, what else are you going to put in the quiver slot? I think for whatever reason, the devs have given up on quivers altogether. I just wondered, is there any of you out there, why do you think that is? Why do you think they completely dropped it? I mean, generally speaking, things that do a little bit of power creep. Let's say they were to make some slightly better quivers in new packs. I mean, not only would it be an appealing thing for some people, you know, let's get this pack, let's get these new quivers on our characters, but yeah, they people tend to go for that, and the developers tend to sort of champion that. So why it's not been the case with the quiver, I really don't know. If any of you knows any more on that story, I'd just be curious to hear, because it's been so very long. I mean, what was the last one? The last one was is it the purifying, the burning one from Ravenloft? Was that really the last one they did? I think it might have been. Yeah, strange one. And yet the slot's still there in the game, so I doubt they can ever remove it, given that these Quiver of Alacrity and Epic Quiver of Alacrity are highly sought after and very much used items. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go and dirty my armor at some stage here, aren't I? I think I was putting it off unconsciously. Got a bad feeling about this job. Why I always do the masochistic thing and start with the worst one, I don't know. It just seems to be the first one I get to. So, healing in combat, I just don't. Well, we can hit the second wind as a no shit in combat heal, can't we? But apart from that, it's just not going to happen. We're going to have to wait to be out of combat and trigger the renewal. And there is this little ticking heal from our mantle here. Now this isn't a complete. Of course, I would normally have been in the dreadnought mantle for the extra damage and that kind of thing, but this isn't a complete bust for our build. You can see there extra damage against the helpless. We can double that later on. And the ticking healing, all right, it's every 15 seconds. I still haven't worked out if that is subject to the Reaper nerf or not. I guess we can watch out for that time. Note to self to remember to click on
Whispery
the
voices and scraping sounds
Vistani
announce the
coin
presence of
fortune thing.
undead.
I have omitted to show you the enhancements, where the enhancements ended up, so I'll do that when we've dealt with these if we can. Obviously, Epic Strike, Quick Cutter, everybody knows that, amazing. Let's just see. Oh, I can't see, can I? We see how much. I'll see how much we get from the ticking thing when it goes. So it's a reasonable amount. If it's giving that all the time, regardless of in combat or out, I'd be very happy with that. So as I mentioned, for leveling, we've just maxed out the Vistani tree, more melee power down there, and put the remainder 3 in Thief Acrobat for some speed. 11 rogue levels means we get a decent speed increase out of that. And the remainder went in the Duergar, so we still ended up with 3 attack. Actually, it's 4, isn't it? 4 attack and damage from these, with our little point in strength as well. And I think that's it. That's everything. Okie dokie. So not without trepidation, we wander once more into the breach. I've got to make sure, especially with the new extra helpless damage we've got from our mantle, I've got to make sure that that dragon breath is just about always on cooldown. Make the most of that. Hats off to me for spotting the codex page, because I just never ever see that. Although I can't claim too much credit, it was literally sat there right in front of me, wasn't it? Not that that would stop me from not noticing it. Come on, let's bulldoze the buggers. Okay. That's hopefully going to be the strategy moving forward. Dragon Breath of Pack, send both the AoE whirling strikes in and finish them off with our trip or stun strikes. If everything goes to plan, just about everything we do would result in helpless, if they fail to save, of course. So that would be lovely to get working. So it's not immune to the Reaper nerf, is it? I just saw 73 there. So that little ticking thing. I mean, 73 is still alright. It's still something. 257's better. Wow, that was good. And it does scale with melee power. What does it say? It scales with the higher of melee power or positive positive spell power. You're having a laugh. So it's scaling with melee power, so that is helpful. Right then, Mr. Reaper. Try and put some targets in between the Plague Reaper and us. Okay, lovely. That's my strategy for when the Doom Reaper comes calling as well later on. Let's just test our renewal. Yeah, it's like the result of a Cure Serious potion, except we get more ticks out of it. It's not exactly stellar, is it? I wonder if we plan to keep going like this on Reaper 1, should I in fact get rid of that and just go in the Dreadnought tree? We'll see. We'll use this as a bit of a test, see how much we actually use the thing. We managed to shred him and got the double strike thing in. Now can we knock him over maybe with our little axe? No, for some reason it's not. Okay, never mind. It kept on targeting itself. I don't know why. Anyway, we got through. I think we could have got away without using the renewal at all there. It doesn't have quicken on, so it's not going to be ideal to use against an end boss. I wonder if I've done the right thing in taking that. I suppose we are getting the energy resist as well, and as long as we keep the level low, they will be very helpful to us on the defensive side of things. There you go, that's an example of the horse being able to still be ridden while you use the flight of kings.
You can see Gnoll guards ahead, blocking the entrance to their camp. Just as you brace yourself for a fight, another Gnoll calls out to you in a shrill voice. Eula Bloodgleam, daughter of the Gnoll chieftain, has given you a charm of evil chaos to help you infiltrate the camp. She and the Gnoll Outlanders want to leave the Borderlands.
Yeah, I can't. The speed is one thing I'm not worried about. This thing has got plenty of speed.
But I might need something myself.
Especially when you consider that Flight of Kings does give an extra little boost for the 6 seconds after you use it.
About sending their comrades to join the cult. If you can prove that Outlanders are being killed as sacrifices instead, it will destroy their loyalty to the chief. You spotted gems.
Where are we at with the trappy stuff?
Oros said Gravemaw always wore a ring like that before he went.
It's not terrible, is it, for early epic? I did take the 6 extra on everything in Shadow Dancer in the bottom tier of that. So 60, 60, 60, and open locks probably 60 as well when we... Oh, I can't put that on, but there'll be 13 more, so it would be exactly 60. So I'll be a little bit... Oh, trust it to be a lock thing we've got to do. I think we might do it. Yeah. And from 20... What is it? 21. So we're almost there. We can switch that ring in to get some more open locks should we need to do so. I think there are 1 or 2 pretty savage locks in the Evening Star chain, the what's it called?
Boomfoot reveals
Shindelin,
the renowned Outlander fighter, can't
which allow you to basically bypass half the quest or more.
Let Zark know what you know. The Gnoll nods in agreement. You've convinced
Okay, get the
enough
buffs
Gnoll
done.
Outlanders to turn against Chief Bloodgleam and her cultists. You've convinced members of the tribe to turn against the cult of evil chaos, and found proof that Chief Bloodgleam has been lying about sending the Outlanders to work with the cultists. This should be more than enough to create an uprising in the Gnoll's ranks. Chief
Now, this should be a pretty good playground. In fact, a lot of these quests should. All these little tight corridors. The Dragon's Roar should absolutely feast in there because they literally have nowhere to run to.
You hold up Gravemaw's bloody ring and reveal that you found it in the chief's shrine.
Chief said Gravemaw joined the cult!
Someone shouts.
But Gravemaw never took off that ring! He's dead! And will be next!
Another group of gnolls rushes into the chamber. Chief Bloodgleam whistles, calling for the path of the deadly reach.
Just remembered our uncanny dodge as we started to take the damage. Let's put yeah. What did I put? Second wind. I keep forgetting what it's called.
Another group of gnolls rushes into the chamber. You think you've won against the onslaught of gnoll cultists. But then another wave floods in, filling it with black flames.
Come on, keep moving.
You look around at the
Okay,
blood-stained earth.
lovely.
Not a single cultist remains standing. The Outlanders
God,
cheer,
that oh no!
relieved that they can
When
finally
as soon
leave
as
the
there are no
Borderlands
opponents there,
behind.
the renewal isn't
Those
terrible, is it?
fools! I can't believe they took the bait!
Eula stands beside Oro and laughs with her.
Okay.
There must be
Yeah, I
more
think
to
we'll have
these
to
two
come to
than
a
it
decision.
initially
Should we
seemed.
be in the
With Chief Bloodgleam and the other
Sentinel
cultists
tree
out
for
of
the
the way,
renewal or not?
Eula and Oro can finally escape
I
into the wilds
normally I
together.
would have
As they
changed
turn
to
to
a
leave, Eula
positive
tells you to
bracer,
hold on to the
but
charm
this
of evil
bracer has
promise she
our
gave you.
stunning
In
and
case you
disable
think
device on,
defeating the rest of the
and
cult.
jeweler toolkits are so precious that I just thought I can't do it, not for the sake of just leveling. So we're just going to have to lump it. Had we been able to change, of course, the renewal would have been much much improved. What are we on at the moment? 40 spell power. It would have taken us to at least triple that. So I don't know exactly how much how the spell power amplifies the gains, but I bet you that ticking 50 would have been at least a ticking 100. Plus the chance to crit, the 16 chance to crit on those braces. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Right, who or what is up next? I think we've just got to brutalize whatever's in front of us before it gets the chance to do the same to us. And not forget we have these boosts, they're there to be used. The quests are short, just get stuck in.
You enter the caves, determined
Have I
to
gone the
eliminate
wrong way?
another
Yes.
threat to the residents of the keep.
Hezro, lovely.
As the last goblin
Okay.
dies, you notice something glittering in the debris under the makeshift wooden walkway. The lock on this stout door does not look pickable.
Wait for
The
it.
guardroom door
Boom.
opens with the spray of metal on metal, rousing the guards on the far side.
Yeah, that trip's working quite nicely. Let's just give you an idea of where we're at with the... I've forgotten to put the flipping trance on again. Don't do that. So raw 83 and trip is a 76, so not terrible. And this is going to be a certain raw. I think we got everything, including Hezro and Reaper that popped up there. 2 Reapers. You were stubborn, weren't you? Can I do a heal? Will we get anything? I mean, not in combat. It's almost not worth doing, isn't it? The renewal.
As the door
It's
opens,
awful,
a small goblin cries out.
Meet
and
you
it's
now.
dwarfed by
You go
the
away.
ticking thing from the mantle that we've
Looking
got
around,
now.
you spot an iron key in the back of the chamber.
Seriously considering getting shut of that whole tree and investing in something, well, in the dreadnought where we should be.
This heavy iron-bound door is fitted with an unpickable magical lock. The door swings open on well-oiled hinges, starting on the hobgoblins on the far side.
Okay,
You hear the sounds of guttural chanting coming from the chamber ahead.
Cast her out of the way if we can.
A magical barrier seals off the passage. Perhaps the magical runes on the wall are the key to opening it.
Go on, get him. That was pretty good. The helpless definitely helped to mash that Reaper. Waiting, boom. And we were able to reach more or less towards the back of that group as well to get the archery peeps.
A massive iron gate bars this passage.
I'm definitely missing Stunning Blow. If I had both Trip and Stun, when the Roar is on cooldown, we would still be doing really nicely. You're gonna flood down here. Not many of them saving against the Trip, are they? At least not yet.
The wall in the armory slides open, making barely a sound.
And that mantle in our current situation is really helping quite nicely.
The hobgoblin chieftain lurches out of his throne with a roar.
Now, one thing I should mention, why are you doing that when the red boss is completely immune to it?
Hobgoblin chieftain
I should
slumps to the ground,
mention
dead.
this section of the Fury. I think we'll end up with all 4 cores, and in the 4th core here, using any of the feats, Trip, Whirlwind or Quick Cutter, all 3 of which we will have and be throwing around all the time, it brings extra damage to bear. And improved Trip also causes all affected enemies to be tripped unless they succeed at I thought that was the case anyway. What's this? Anyway, there's some synergy there between improved Trip, Whirlwind and Quick Cutter, all of which we'll have. So I was quite pleased when I saw that. But the improved Trip really needs to be married with the tier 5 in Dreadnought to make it cause helpless. So I'm going to do my level best to juggle the points around to make us able to have that, since it's one of the key themes of this build as it's shaping up to be.
Dot the ravine walls. These must be the Caves of Chaos, where the cultists and their monster allies have made their base.
Do you know, I don't even think if we got into a terrible situation and were really needing help, I don't even think this little renewal thing would help us then, would it? I think we might as well get rid of it and put the Dreadnought tree back. But I'll still have to keep in this mantle, won't I, for the healing side of it. I don't think we can do without that. Now then, can we, without making a complete mess here, can we find and disable this trap? Go on, do it. Yes, just for once I'm not going to fall down that sodding hole.
At the side of you, while one of their numbers scampers away.
Don't we usually? Oh, I thought we did. Lovely. Any more for any more. That's beautiful. I'm guessing one of you escaped down here, so we don't get a little bonus for dealing with that. We can unlock this though. I think this is part of the quest, isn't it? Gobble down. Just went steaming straight in there, didn't we? I did go for the uncanny dodge button, but I missed it. Oh, we don't need the key, do we? Okay. Yeah, as long as we're not consistently
An
under
elderly
siege,
kobold rouses her tribe for battle to defend their home.
I think we're fine with that little ticking mantle on the lower levels. Want to see more use of the uncanny. I think I'm gonna move it to somewhere more within eyeshot, like there. At which point I'll be guaranteed to hit it by accident more often than not. And I forgot where it is we were going. Are we going up there? No, we're not. We're going across, aren't we? Where are we going? One sentence I uttered and I've completely lost the thread of where we were going. I don't think we were normally going to this one, were we? No. Pretty sure it wasn't this one next, but we'll do it. Right, come on, focus.
The door behind you seals shut as you enter. There's now only one way to go. Forward. That's fine with you, as this cave is said to contain much treasure. A burly minotaur stands behind a magical barrier, guarding a pile of treasure.
Always more. Always
Don't
more.
bother disabling that trap, because I don't seem to remember that we get any kind of bonus for so doing. Oh, they were all waiting. I did the roar and then they stopped lagging and moved, didn't they, the beggars?
Barrier. There must be more somewhere in the cave.
Oh, that was a mess as well. But they're not nearly so annoying, those bats, for a melee as they are on the ranged. Oh my god. Well, so the range has got to have one downside, hasn't it? Nice trip on the boss there. Oh, don't die on the puzzle, people. It's one of my
This
latest
should
pet
be enough
peeves when
tests
my
to
oozes
fill all of the
start crawling
sockets on
all
the
over the
Minotaur's
puzzle.
barrier. With all 3 crests neatly
Can
filled in
he
little
dodge?
sockets,
No?
the magical
Oh, you've
barrier
changed the button. I was
The
pressing the
infuriated
old one.
Minotaur gives a roar of rage.
Destined not to win here, aren't we? You cannot hit me, sir.
The Minotaur's bellow is cut short as it
At
collapses.
least I hope you don't, because we
Now the
won't be
treasure the creature has
alive
been
much
guarding is yours for the
longer if you
taking.
do. Just show you where we're at now with the... Oh, I did show it. We're capped for dodge. So that's not bad at all. 27 dodge. So we go to 77 with the uncanny. So they'll have a tough old time hitting us. And we have an extra copy of uncanny, I suppose, on the Hood of Unrest that I should start taking advantage of. It's aside from the energy resist, and to go into a tree just for the energy resist, I don't think that's too advisable. Aside from that, we're just not touching the renewal heal, are we? I think if we keep to quests around our level and don't push the difficulty, I think we'll be all right for the most part.
As
And
you
then we've
walk
still
deeper
got
into
these
the
3
cave, you
second
hear
wind if we
deep,
really do hit
guttural
a
voices in the
snag.
distance.
The plan is we're not going to be able to do it before 26. The plan is to start doing these rage. No, it's not rage healing, is it? It's primal scream heal that we'll have to do. But again, that's available only once every 30 seconds. But it's better than what we've got now. I'm thinking for the cap, we're going to have better than that, aren't we? We're going to have some source of temp hit points. I think the only one that's really open to us is the is it Brighthorn from the Dino gear. We'll have to swap to a Brighthorn axe and then swap back once we get those 1000 temp HP. I think, if I remember right, those don't they don't like fade out in a minute or something like that. So once you've got them, they're there until they get used. So that's quite nice. But it will be a bit of a faff toggling weapons to try and get them to activate. Better that than being dead, though. God, stop producing Ezro, you lot. There's nothing more satisfying in the game than instant killing a Hezro.
The crystal above it flares into life. The image of a small silver key is embossed on this surprisingly well-crafted rock. As the silver rock cracks open, you hear the muffled voices of bugbears ahead.
Oh, where are you people? I thought there was supposed to be some people there.
As the second lever is pulled, you can hear
I'm
the
not
rumble
complaining.
of the sealed doors sliding open.
Collect the remnant. Let's pile in there while the boost's still going. Don't forget the uncanny.
As you open the door, a massive bugbear growls and attacks.
Have we still got... Oh, we've got a caster in the background. Hooray for my powers of observation. 2 people in the room and you missed one of them.
Dies, you notice a small ornate key on the table in the far corner of the room.
My word, this attack speed is so tasty. Even without
to the
the
treasury
haste
opens
boost, it
with
feels
a
like the haste
satisfying
boost is
click.
running compared to our last one. I hasten to add, if I gave that impression, there's nothing against the paladin. I just chose a paladin that didn't have any kind of attack speed because we'd
The
invested in
large
all the
rusty
tanky
lock on
side of
its
things.
chest looks like it could be picked.
Indeed, the paladin would have been one of my solutions to one of my issues here. We've got a problem with the... I think we're going to have a problem getting the double strike up to the 80 threshold that I would like to see it at. Paladin gets a 10 sacred bonus to double strike through the spell Zeal. Which would have come in really handy. Might have given us some more strategic choices. As it is, I think we're going to have to cram everything
Fearing for their
into
lives, the
getting
people
that
of the
double
keep
strike as
have
close to
asked for
80 as
your help
possible.
dealing with 2 orc tribes that dwell
If we
inside this
actually
cave.
manage to get there, I'll be
Judging
delighted
from the
at that.
decor,
I
each
don't think it's going to
direction
happen.
leads to a different tribe's home.
This is a bit of a false indication, 57, because 10, is it 10 or is it more than 10 is coming at the moment from Vistani? We've got 5 in there, 5 in there. Is there something in there? No, I think it's just 10. I say just 10, it's more than comes from anywhere else. There's 3 from the Dragon Lord tree. There's a potential 3 from, is it? No, it's not Mystic. Which one is it? One of the monk trees. That's one of the reasons I chose it. Not Shintao. Is it Shintao? No. But there are actually, speaking of low-hanging fruit, that one there is very nice. 10 healing amp. In fact, I think I have 3 points invested in here for this speed, don't I? I think I could remove that and still use the dragon wing thing. Take the 10 healing amp there and where's the other? Oh, it was Mystic. Yeah, this one here. Melee power, a bonus imbue dice. That's a super one for just 1 point. But there's also, I'm sure there was something for double strike. I think it's that one. You can have 3 double strike in that. But obviously I haven't got the points to invest in it at the moment. But those two, as a first core, those are both very good. I'll think about scrubbing the speed and investing in that to help us a little bit. Meanwhile, had we actually done any buffs? No. Did I actually hit them? Oh my god. I did try to jump, it just didn't succeed. How awful. The dwarf announces his presence. Yeah, that's just feeble, isn't it, that thing? There's no point having it for help in combat. It's never going to make any kind of difference. It's my own fault, mind, for not equipping a devotion item. No, wrong key. I did throw in the uncanny there to try and help us. Even so, oh, it's the... yeah, that I've died to that before in the past, I remember. What's it called? That divine punishment, isn't it?
And the sound of grinding gears can be heard.
It's a job for our second wind. Should have done the Hood of Unrest there, didn't. Might pay for it. No, okay.
Grinding gears can be heard once again as a gate opens somewhere in the cave.
I think the loot gods are on strike in this chain. Yeah, so if the healing is going to be as abysmal as it is, we just have to make sure that the damage output is such that we are not leaving things alive long enough to take us down. So the damage output needs to be there, and also the defensive, the dodging needs to be catered for. Okay.
Judging from the old bones scattered on the floor, something large and dangerous has lived in this cave for some time.
I'll see your red crown and raise you one dragon's
there
roar.
have been some more recent arrivals.
I was wondering why I was so slow. One of them hamstrung me, didn't they? If you can just wait 2 seconds, 1 second. Let you have that, get the Reaper as well, that's lovely.
The cult of evil chaos has set up camp in this cave, with the goal of capturing and taming the beast that lives within.
Okay. Did we get the boss back there with it? Yes, we did. Make sure he ends up on the floor.
With the Beastmaster
That's
defeated,
pretty good.
you must now confront the creature he tried to tame.
Well, even if the trip ends up failing at the cap, we'll have had fun with it on the way up, won't we? And that's somewhat the object of the exercise.
You spot skittering vermin inside the cavern chamber ahead. You can
Right,
also
we've got
see the
the
nest of something much larger.
Hood of Unrest ready. Not Hood of Unrest, the uncanny thing. We might end up needing the Hood of Unrest if this guy takes too long to beat up. Okay, happy days.
Slain the owl bear, ending the cult's plan to make the beast into a weapon they could use against the residents of the valley.
Now, was that the last one, or have I actually missed one in all this toing and froing? I think I might have missed one somewhere. Just open the map up and look for a yellow door. Anything? No, I think we're good. Okay. We'll call that a relatively successful foray then. I'm trying to remember what I've got slated for 21. I think we're taking precision at 21. I suppose it makes less sense now on a broadly single weapon fighting with just these two AoEs. Although they are big AoEs and the precision would apply to everything there. Plus that one has an improved crit profile, doesn't it? But at the cap when we get the strike through with the Dwarven Axe. I think precision then would probably make a lot of sense. What do you folks think? There's plenty of times, of which this is one, where I wish I could draw on the advice of some of the folk kind enough to give me a watch. Right, I think that'll do it. I don't know exactly where we're going to be in terms of the quest. You'll just have to wait and see what's in the offing for 22. Hopefully we won't be too bruised and bloody. My plan in the short term is to remove the Sentinel thing, which we're just not using, and replace it with something more useful, probably Dreadnought. But I can't, if I do that, I can't use the Dreadnought mantle. So is the Dreadnought still the most useful? Let's have this little debate while we're still here. What else could we put? Fate Singer, I suppose. Oh, what about Grandmaster? We could get some stun DCs in there for a start. I think there's a bit of double strike. We could have got deflect missile if I'd have decided beforehand on going there. There's some elemental defenses. I'll give it some thought, and you'll see the result when there's also some speed in the mantle, isn't there? But we can't use the mantle if we want this healing. Doesn't the angel mantle give a heal as well, or is that no longer the case? No, that's to do with casting, isn't it? Okay, I'll investigate the options, and you'll have to wait till next time to see where the dice landed. Thanks very much as always for looking, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care.